Hi everyone, it's Sintang Mayumi here. Today I have for you a Use Your Stash Feb collab. This collab is for February. Everyone can join us. Just use the hashtag UseYourStashFeb so we can find your posts. And it doesn't have to be a video. You can post your projects using your stash on Facebook or Instagram. Here are the supplies I use to create my cards. I use Minion rubber stamps from Crackerbox and Suzy stamps. I also use 2 of the coordinating sentiments. I also use some patterns from this 12x12 paper pad that I got from Joanne Fabrics years ago. And I really like these patterns. I'm going to link all the supplies that I use to create my cards. If I find them online, and it will be in my description box below. Here I'm placing my stamps on Strathmore Bristol paper, and I'm using my MISTI so I can stamp them multiple times if I need to. And then I'm going to close the lid of my MISTI to pick up the stamps and remove the foam pad from the MISTI. And then I'm going to ink this up using VersaFine Onyx black ink and stamp them on the paper. I will color my images using Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. As you can tell, these markers are my favorite markers to color images. I just use a few markers for these characters. I begin by coloring his overall with Persian blue. I added the color where the dark shades are and blend that color with haze blue or blender. If I think I need to add more color, then I will go back with my Persian blue and blend it again with the blender. For his skin, I will use yellow marker. I'm not going to do blending on this one because I think I don't need to. But what I'm going to do is add the dark shadows from his goggles, because he's only wearing one. And under the elastics around his face, and we can also add those dark shadows around or under his shoulder straps. And then I'm going to color parts of his goggle with natural gray, and for the circle I will color it with fag gray marker, and I will also color his shoes and gloves with the same color, and then blend the color with the blender. And this is the one I was saying earlier. I will add all the dark shadows so it will look like 3D. And I'm also going to add some shadows under him so he will look like he is on the ground. And lastly, I'm going to add light brown on his eyeball. And then I'm going to use this glossy accent and add that on the goggle so it will look like it's glass. And then I will set that aside to dry. I think I left it alone for a few hours and then came back after my house chores. So here are the ones that are already dry, and I like that glossy accent on their goggles. And then I'm going to die cut them with the stitch rectangle that I have. And this is my first card. I use colored cardstock to mat my button papers and just add my die cut on the left side of the card. And then we'll come back to this later to add some embellishment. And this is my second card here. I'm going to add the mat and again the pattern paper, and then I will also add this banner die cut here. And now for my embellishment, I have this sequins here. These are just the circle sequins that are flat and doesn't have the hole in the middle. my friend Crafty Mama Diaries visited me here last time, and she gave this to me, so I'm using it on my cards today. So thank you again, Helen, for this. I love this sequin mix. It has different sizes. So I added 3 of this down on the bottom. My third card is using pattern paper strips. I'm going to adhere and butt them together and cut this to size that I want, and this will go on an A2 size top folding card base. And I will add my die cut character in the middle of this card. And this card is finished. My fourth card is using 2 pattern papers and matting that on a blue cardstock. I will also add yellow matting under my die cut character and adhere that in the middle of the card. My fifth card is almost the same as the fourth card. With this one, I just used 1 pattern paper and mat that with orange cardstock, and then I did mat my die cut character with yellow and then add that in the middle of the card. Super simple. And here are my completed cards. I love how these cards turned out. I love the glossy accents that I added on their goggles. Those are the first 2 that I made, and this one's here, I forgot to show you this in the video process. I just cut those pattern papers diagonally. I made a total of 9 cards today, and I had fun creating them. I hope you like today's cards as much as I do, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.